Welcome in, guys, to a recap every single NFL team for the 2021 season. We're back in the AFC East with the Buffalo Bills. And you look into 2020, you go off that 2020 season when they was in the AFC Championship. They have the franchise quarterback in Josh Allen. And then they go for 2021. And they win, they're first in the AFC East. They're 11-6 in the regular season. I'm going to talk about the stats. So the passing stats for Josh Allen: 17 starts, 17 games played, 17 starts. He had 4,407 yards, 36 passing touchdowns. They started off the season with a 1-4 record. Like, they lost to the Steelers, but they had wins over like the Bengals and teams like that. So they had, overall, apart from that like weird first game of the season when they lost to the Steelers, they went 1-4. Then they had points scored. It was 483 points. That was third out of 32 NFL teams. Points for, which was 483. Points against was 289. First out of 32. Then we talk about Cole Beasley's stats. He had 16 games, 8 starts, 1 attempt. But the thing that really let down the Bills in 2021 was their defense. Like, the defensive numbers, especially in that Chiefs game, that really let them down. And then you have, I'm going to talk about the rushing and receiving stats, but they lost to the Jags and the Colts. Like, this is a Jags team that has a rookie quarterback and an Urban Myers as a fucking head coach, and you're losing to these guys. You lost to the Colts as well. I'm like, this is a Colts with a Carson fucking Wentz as quarterback. But going back to that Chiefs game, when they go to that divisional game, the defense let them down because you go to the offense was good, but the defense, especially against the Chiefs, was really bad, and needs work. In this out, I think in one thing that you need in this offseason, if you're a Bills fan, you need to work on that offense, and I'm going to talk about the guys that they have signed in this free agency. The rushing and receiving yards were Devin Staley, Singletary, that had 16 games started, 186 attempts, 7 touchdowns, 87 yards. Zach Moss, who had only 13 games, didn't start any games, but played 13. Attempts of 96, 345 yards, 4 touchdowns. But they go into the bye week of week 7, and they're 2-14. They're doing good after that. They go on to the wild card round where they absolutely destroyed Bill Belichick, 17-47. Sean McDermott absolutely outmastered Bill Belichick in that play calling of the Bills and the Patriots. They beat the Patriots, who are a divisional round. They beat them in the wild card. Go to the divisional round. Like I said, the Chiefs get their ticket to the championship game after the Bills' defense really let them down. They have the elite quarterback, but again, that defense, especially in that game, let them down a lot. And then you look at what happened in the offseason. The big blow what happened in the offseason is that Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator from the Bills, got the job in New York. Leslie Frazier, he's still back as defensive coordinator. You have Hughes and Addison, who are like mid-30s now. So you're looking at this draft. You look at the draft and the offseason. You can replace those guys. But you really need that balance you need that balance on the offense by running the ball to like Diggs. Like, you have Stephon Diggs, but you need that balance of running the ball. You've got 10 million in cap space, so you know you gotta have whatever you have in cap space. But Jerry Hughes is a free agent. Mario Adson's a free agent. You need two like Jerry Hughes and Mario Adson was the top two of the top edge rushers last season. You need the corner. Harris is a free agent. Offensive tackle Darrell Wilson's a free agent, and then Levi Wallace. But you really needed that defense. You need somebody that, when the chips are down, especially like I said in that Chiefs game, that's gonna really pick up that defense and like, we're gonna go at it. We're gonna fucking go all balls to the fucking wall, and we're gonna fucking like go at these teams. Go at the fucking quarterbacks. Go at the linebackers and shit like that. They need somebody who's that alpha male that doesn't take no shits from anybody. And that leads me to the guys that they've had in this offseason. I think the good thing is for the stopgap right now is that they got Von Miller, who's a former two-time Super Bowl winner. He won Super Bowl last year with the Bulls, with the Rams. I know he's 32, and I'm like, is he? I mean, he's a good stopgap. And if you want somebody who's going to be that alpha male, that guy that's going to dominate that defense, that Von Miller. As a linebacker. Then you've got wide receivers Isaiah McKenzie. You've got Roger Stafford from the Rams, who he's gonna boost the interior offensive line. Then you got Tim Settleman, the defensive tackle, and then you have the 24-year-old Jordan Phillips, and then O.J. Howard. But then you go to Roger Stafford, and he had a lot of injuries coming off that 2021 season. He's 34, so you need to look at this draft and look at somebody on the defensive side of the ball. The wide receiver, you could improve on that, but the most important thing that you need to improve on is that defense. And Von Miller is a good start, but you need more than Von Miller, because Von Miller is only going to be a stopgap for so many years. So you need to look at the draft, who you can get on the defensive side of the ball to help Von Miller, because he's 32 and he isn't the Von Miller that he's going to be. Like, he's not going to be long term for you guys. So leave you guys thoughts on the Bills in the comments. Peace.